やっぱり覚えるのやめようかな。でもやっぱりイケメンポーズ集はいらなかったかな。
There have been many different anime in history that feature everything from demon kings to divine gods. But not many of these stories actually tackle the intricate reality that comes when dealing with a character of such nature. A long life leads to many experiences, and many ways one's perspective can be shaped, often in ways that may seem alien to us regular mortals. That being said, even with such a large pool of experience and life to pull from, you just can't take away the inevitable moments of relatability that fans are sure to indulge in. Which is why an anime like Frieren is all the more impressive as a series, as it not only has many such moments, but also plays into relatability in a more profound way than others in the same niche, mortal woes through an immortal lens. In today's episode, we'll be exploring the many reasons how an anime MC that's lived a long life can elevate your story into one that best represents life.
なのに、なんでお母さんなんて言葉を使うの？だって、殺せなくなるでしょ。
A future paved by the past. One of the more obvious advantages of an MC like Frieren comes with the usage of flashbacks. Because of the way the anime is told, we're often brought back in time to get timely glimpses of appropriate scenes. These scenes help elevate what's currently going on, giving context to the situation, and sometimes even helping establish a heightened emotional connection. Now, for the most part, that's just par for the course for any other anime utilizing flashbacks. It's in the emotional connection bit where Frieren as an anime truly shines. The flashbacks aren't just here to give exposition or explain what's happening from the anime's perspective. For us as an audience, it often acts almost as a peek into the inner workings of Frieren's mind, allowing the subsequent scenes to hit that much harder. In essence, the entire strategy relies on emotional connection, and the flashbacks are the backbone of that. Frieren's long life simply adds a small caveat to that for us as viewers. For one, it makes for a logically endless supply of memories to show. And for another, it also helps utilize one of Frieren's most prominent traits as a character, her detached personality. As an elf, Frieren has lived a life free of the shackles of time, with no worries about gaining any wrinkles or getting slow with her steps. It seems like a life any of us would love to live. But early on in the story, we quickly find out that there are harsh drawbacks to a life that doesn't end naturally. Through the lens of Frieren, we watch her live through the deaths of her closest companions, namely the hero Himmel and the priest Hyder.
ありがとうございました。おかげでハイター様に恩を返すことができました。
As we get drawn in by the fairy tale dynamic between the hero's party, we also very quickly watch as it all comes to an end. It's a daunting shift for us as viewers who have gone used to the typical fantasy anime flow. And it's an even more daunting shift for Frieren herself, who had been isolating herself from humanity for most of her life prior to her adventure to defeat the Demon King. Just as we as an audience get quickly invested in the warm dynamic between the parties, so does Frieren. Just as Frieren decides to move forward with renewed desire to explore humanity, we too as an audience have formed the desire to learn more about the unique perspective this elven mage has in store for us. And that's the whole point of Frieren's story, a journey after the epic adventures with friends. Now, sure, the adventures Frieren will have moving forward with Fern and her new party are by no means not special. But for the main character of the anime to be as distant and aloof as she is, the established backstory of being long-lived is essential in breathing fresh life into the journey ahead. Frieren's attitude and choices in the present are fueled by the emotions she's chasing from the past. That's what's special about this new journey. We're halfway through the video. What do you think of Frieren's long-lived journey? Join the comments down below if you want to share your thoughts. While you're at it, remember to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more amazing content like this.
魔法を選んだ。
A difference in perspective. Now, talking more about what sets Frieren apart from other anime, it's not like there aren't any other anime out there that make use of an immortal character. Personally, the classic examples have to be Shinobu from Bakemonogatari. And Hollow from Spice and Wolf.
この耳のことかや
Now you may immediately retort that neither of these two is the main character in their respective anime, to which I would agree with you. But I do think these two are the only other few cases of characters that actually portray their mortal nature to an effective degree. Yeah, the misfit of Demon King Academy is for sure an immortal being, but him dribbling a castle isn't really enough for me to call it good character writing, if you know what I mean.
おじけづいている場合じゃないわ。敵の力を認めなさい。炎属性最上級魔法ジオグレイズでもなければ。
That detached personality we were talking about? Yeah, that's a good starting point to portraying a character so long-lived, but I think the quirky personalities of Shinobu and Hollow are also ones that can't be ignored. Is it worse or is it better than the path Frieren's creator took? No, not at all. But the two of them are personalities that simply work best considering what they are in their own story. Hollow is an important character in Spice and Wolf. Some would say even an equal to Craft in that regard. That's also exactly what makes this series so magnetic. The two take on challenges together and share comparable intellect and wisdom, despite the fact that one is a magical wolf god and the other is just one crafty merchant. But anyway, the bottom line is the story is not seen through the lens of Hollow, and so as amazing as her backstory is, we never directly see it. Her immortality speaks through the way she acts and the choices she makes, similar to Frieren, but our way of experiencing it isn't the same. We're inevitably chained to Craft as our character anchor, relating to his confusion, doubts, and everything else he feels in response to Hollow. The same situation can be seen through Shinobu, who in addition has even less screen time. Well, in a way at least. Bakemonogatari and its many other anime jump around a lot in which character gets the spotlight. At the end of the day, it is also just Koyomi whose eyes we see through. Shinobu's present circumstances during the story are also seldom what's more important. The moments she shares with Koyomi are just one small ripple in a very large puddle of her life. Yeah, her personality and circumstances may be shaped by her history in a way, but the world of the anime itself is, for the most part, none the wiser. Truly befitting for a vampire queen in the shadows. Circling all the way back to Frieren, because we as an audience follow right behind her, the emotional connection we have with her journey as an immortal character is just a lot more intimate. Everything from mundane moments to even intense action scenes has a connection to Frieren's past. What's more, Himmel ain't around anymore. Fern is the closest bond she has in the events we're watching unfold, and she's simply not the hero of the story. Frieren is. I know this is a discussion that's spanning different genres, but I hope you can appreciate the slight deviations here in the stories conceptually. The world itself is shaped by the actions of Frieren and her party, and this is something we're constantly reminded of throughout the episodes. It's not just a difference in character, but a difference in how the story and world itself are approached. It's simply like nothing else anime has to offer.
フリーレン様は本当に魔法がお好きなのですね。
ほどほどだよ。フェルンと同じで。
An ageless story for all ages. Before we close, let's take a more intimate look at what everything we discussed actually means. Why is it that Frieren's story resonates with so many despite the fact that we're following someone of a completely different species? Well, it all goes back to emotion and memory. And I think a good, strong example of this comes in during one of Frieren's earliest. It's a mundane scenario. As Frieren and Fern are journeying, they pick up a task involving cleaning up a statue of the hero Himmel. That itself is a pretty cute moment. The young man Frieren used to travel with, so obsessed with his looks, is now here as a dirty, unkempt statue. A clear showing of the passage of time, and how small moments from before can be revisited in such a heartfelt way. But to double down on this, after the duo quickly gets statue Himmel cleaned up, Frieren decides to channel upon another small memory she has from her time with the long-lost hero. In some ruin in the past, Frieren ends up using a spell to create a field of flowers, something Himmel was very fond of. It was definitely a happy and quaint moment in their adventure together. It's also at this moment that Himmel mentions a particular flower he wished Frieren could have seen. A flower from his hometown.
草月草。
僕の故郷の花でね。とても美しいんだ。
Naturally, the elf who's made it a point to cherish her memories moving forward decides to seek this flower out to use as the final piece of decoration for Himmel's statue. What follows is a long montage of little success, showcasing again how Frieren views time. That being, not minding it at all. But this journey she's on is no longer the same as before. Now with her new companion Fern, she can no longer just ignore the mortality of humans. This now brings up the point that perhaps sometimes the past doesn't need to be fulfilled. Maybe this journey doesn't need to look back so deeply at what's come before. But just as we and Frieren start to entertain this idea, a key moment occurs. Pure, dumb luck. The seemingly mundane squirrel starts to show the path to what we've been looking for this whole time. The memories from before are now louder than ever, as the future now fulfills a regret of the past. Maybe the future doesn't always have to be an answer to what's come before, but here, in this beautiful animation, for at least a moment, one episode at a time, we can experience the magic of a new journey by Frieren. But if you want to leave some magic for her journey, consider leaving a super thanks on this video. It really means a lot. Do you have as much appreciation as we do for the unique air Frieren's character brings? Who's your favorite Immortal anime character? Do you think Frieren as an anime could work if Frieren weren't Immortal? Share your thoughts, we can't wait to hear them. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more awesome content like this one. As always, thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you again next time.